Cool. I think I'm recording. Right. What I'm going to do, I hate being on camera. Um, I'm going to read this morning, before I go and do some work, the review of the summer 2023 Microsoft Exchange Online intrusion. And I'm doing this in real time, so I will definitely make mistakes. But this was by the CISA Cyber Safety Review Board. It's online, it's public, you can all read it. It starts with a message from the chair and deputy chair of the board. Um, and this talks about a breach where a really important certificate was stolen by Chinese threat actors, I believe. Yeah. Inside Microsoft. So, like, the most important certificate that should be super protected doesn't appear to have been protected in the way you'd think it would. It starts off with a message, and then it goes to an executive summary, and we've got Storm 0558 because everyone knows what that means. But baddies, baddies assessed to be affiliated with the People's Republic of China in pursuit of espionage. Now, it goes through, and this is just really the top of this. It says this is not the first intrusion perpetrated by them, nor it's the first time they displayed interest in compromising cloud providers or stealing authentication keys. This like threat actor group has been tracked for over 20 years. So, they're not new. They didn't just spin up and decide to go after MS, etc. And MS would definitely not be the only target, I would assume. So MS fully cooperated, yada, yada, yada. Great. Let me summarise this bit. The board finds that this intrusion was preventable and should never have occurred. The board also concludes that Microsoft's security culture was inadequate and requires an overhaul, particularly in light of the company's centrality in the technology ecosystem and the level of trust consumers place in the company protect their data and operations. The board reaches this conclusion based on, number one, the cascade of Microsoft's avoidable errors that allowed this intrusion to succeed. Number two, Microsoft's failure to detect the compromise of its cryptographic crown jewels on its own, relying instead on a customer to tell them about it. So I will quote this, relying instead on a customer to reach out to identify anomalies the customer had observed. So Microsoft didn't detect this, a customer of theirs did. Number three, the board's assessment of security practices at other cloud service providers which maintain security controls that Microsoft did not. So broadly speaking, I interpret that as Microsoft are not in line with their peers. They are lagging from a CSP point of view. Number four, Microsoft's failure to detect a compromise of an employee's laptop from a recently acquired company prior to allowing it to connect to Microsoft's corporate network in 2021. Number five, Microsoft's decision to not correct in a timely manner its inaccurate public statements about this incident, including a corporate statement that Microsoft believed it had determined the likely root cause of the intrusion, when in fact it still has not. Just going to pause because this is like a long paragraph. That's saying to me Microsoft said a statement that said this is the root cause, but actually they don't know. I mean, that's nuts. I can totally see how that happens, but I also think that's insane. Even though Microsoft has acknowledged to the board in November 2023 that its September the 6th, 2023 blog post about the root cause was inaccurate, it did not update that post until March the 12th, 2024, as the board was concluding its review, and only after the board's repeated questioning about Microsoft's plans to issue a correction. They were encouraged to change that. Right, number six, this is nuts. The board's observation of a separate incident disclosed by Microsoft in January 2024, the investigation of which was not in purview of the board's review, which revealed a compromise that allowed a different nation-state actor to access highly sensitive Microsoft corporate email accounts, source code repositories, and internal systems. That was Russians, I believe. I believe they pwned my mate's mailbox, rip. and that is, breaking out slightly. This stuff does affect people. It is not nice having a threat actor go through your mailbox or any of your stuff, especially when it's a person that's your friend. And then finally, number 7, how Microsoft's ubiquitous and critical products, which underpin essential services that support national security, the foundations of our economy, and public health and safety, require the company to demonstrate the highest standards of security, accountability, and transparency. I mean, that's obviously a bit of a mouthful to go through and various different points, but generally speaking, that does not leave me as a customer with a great feeling of the warm and fuzzies from a cybersecurity point of view. It feels a bit shocking. So I'm going to keep reading this. I'm going to go make a cup of tea, but I thought I would test out doing videos because I hate doing video stuff because it's weird and talking to myself is odd. But I thought I'm going to keep persisting and keep trying. And if people say it's stupid, I'll stop. And if they say keep going, I'll keep doing them. Anyway, have a good day, everybody. Read the report. I mean, this is nuts.